Going into it, it was a project I wanted to be a part of. When I heard that Power Rangers was re-going, I was like, I have to do this role. This is like the dream role. So, I went into it. I was very focused. I actually got some like karate training before the auditions to sort of help with the project and try and get, do some moves before.
I had actually auditioned for the season before this season when I was down in New Zealand. I was actually living in America at the time that the season before was on. And then the writers' strike happened up here in the States, and so I went back home to New Zealand and went and auditioned. So they were familiar with me because of the season, but my audition for from the season before.
I think I might have auditioned for 3 seasons. I did the first one and I didn't get anywhere. I did the next one and then I got I think I got a test deal on one of them, but I didn't get the part. And then this one, no, I got 2 test deals on the other one. So I was like, oh, I've got to get one. And then I went back to uni and I was doing business and I was sitting and I'd got a test on one of the other ones, but I just put it in the back of my mind because I thought, oh no, look, you've had that before, you had that last year, it didn't go anywhere, so just pay attention in this business class, pay attention. And I get this missed call from my agent. I shouldn't have had my phone on in the class, and then I just kind of thought, no, don't worry about it. And then I get a little text from her saying, give me a call when you can, Yellow Ranger. And I was just like, oh, what? And they were talking about this test that we had coming up, and I was just kind of like, no test, I want a test deal, make it happen. So I ran out of the class. I'm surprised I even took my school bag, and then called my agent and she was like, babe, it's all on.
Do you ever hear of the Power Rangers?
Getting to New Zealand was a big move, but I was very excited. When we got out to the studio, it's like going out to the studio in New Zealand it's like a Power Ranger theme park. Because all the history of the Power Rangers for the past sort of 6 to 8 years is there. You've got like old sets, you've got props, you've got costumes, you've got old monster outfits. You just walk around and you're like, okay, wait a second. I am in the land of Power Rangers. It's like a Power Ranger, Wonderland,
We had 2 weeks of Mark Beasley, he was our first episode director, kind of getting us in the zone and stuff like that. And then when we actually got there that day, he created this atmosphere of, all right, kids, we're here, like, we've arrived. And so I think he is to thank for also bringing a little bit of excitement to it.
Also have the potential to be a Tiger Master. I have decided to choose you in Jared's place.
Jason was awesome, and I'm still in touch with him now. Awesome energy on set, a really good actor, and just a cool guy, and a guy that I enjoy hanging out with still.
We had a great time together. Lily and Theo and Casey were all kind of very tight together, and we hung out a lot, me, Elgin and Jace at the beginning. Like, we went up north and we went all around Auckland because Auckland's where it's filmed. Yeah, so we became really, really good friends, all of us.
Which makes a huge difference when you're on set. Everybody interacted really well and enjoyed hanging out, and so it makes a big difference.
Lil! Looks like you guys could use a little help. This is me!
Anna played Lily, and she was kind of like the bubbly one and, like very caring.
She's another one that's got amazing energy on set and can just bring life to a set. When everybody's down, she comes on set and just brings life to it, which is really cool.
This is child's play. It's not even worth breaking a sweat over.
We had Elgin, who played the Blue Ranger. We had similarities in the characters. Elgin was very, focused and on task.
Elgin was great. He was really professional and took it all really seriously, which was good. I think Anna and Jason had that, good bubbly personality kind of thing, and so Elgin sort of evened us out and brought a really good professionalism to it.
He really liked the stunt training and stuff like that, so he was really great if you wanted to do any chemis or anything like that. You could just say, hey, Elgin, what do you reckon about this? I think he went to WAPA, which is an acting school in Australia, so he was fun. Like, if you wanted to do some acting training with, that was really great.
Whoa, new customers. Welcome to Jungle Karma Pizza. The name's RJ.
RJ, it was David Lautour. He was like, whoa, he's like real hippie, mentor. He was great fun. But David's very opposite to RJ. He's a bit more sort of serious and, but great sense of humour.
David's one of my best friends, and it's from Power Rangers, which is a fantastic thing. You might have gone to school with people or something like that, and you get to stay friends with a select few. He helped me put down auditions. I just did one, and David helped me. And he was better at reading it behind the camera than I was, and I'd studied it for days. I was just like, darn you, he's a really good actor. And he's fun as well, so yeah.
Master Mao told me I'd find my path when I least expected it. And man, I didn't expect any of this.
We had Nikolai, who played the White Ranger, who came in. He was cool.
He came in halfway through the season to play the White Ranger. And it's like I said, everyone was getting on, but it's nice to just get a fresh energy in there.
Yeah, he was really fun to work with. And then when I did Sea Patrol up in Australia a couple of years ago, he was there on that show, so it was fun to reconnect and stuff like that. So even if you don't see them, you have worked with them so intensely that when you do pick up, you're just kind of like, hey mate, how's it going?
You've got 5 seconds to tell us why you were spying.
One other thing that we had on this season was Flit, who was the little fly who was buzzing around. But a lot of the times it wasn't a fly buzzing around, it was a tennis ball on the end of a stick that you're having to follow because it's so fast. And then even when it was him, it was somebody moving the little microphone that he has in his mouth up and down out of his mouth, so it's somebody doing that. I think most of mine with him was talking about how to get my wolf spirit separated from, it was taking over me. So I was having these kind of deep conversations with this little fly that's been made by the art department, made really well, but it's just, yeah, it's interesting to have those kind of conversations with a little fake fly.
Dude. And dudette. In order to defeat me, you'll have to be in complete harmony with your animal spirits.
We have this wonderful thing at the beginning. There's about 3 weeks or 2 weeks where you go to Koichi camp.
Koichi, you know, he's like a kung fu master. He's an absolute legend. He is like a Power Ranger. He's like legitimately a Power Ranger.
Koichi Camp was close to my favorite part of the season. I mean, it definitely, for me, kicked off the season really, really well.
You have 16 stunties that help you out and they stretch you like you didn't know that the body could be stretched like that, and you're hurting so bad. But it's fantastic because you do that for maybe 4 hours in the morning, and you learn choreography and stuff like that, like fight stuff.
You're doing forward rolls, flips, weapons training. I had to learn how to do nunchucks, like we're doing trampoline work. It is brutal, but far out, it's worth it.
For the first half of the season, I wasn't a ranger, so I wasn't fighting with a helmet on. And so we knew that going in there, and so I let them know I want to do as much as I can. If I don't have the helmet, I want them to be able to use me as much as I can, because I love doing all that stuff. So it was really cool to be able to work with them and get as good as I can, as quick as I could, to be able to do as many of the fights as I could.
I remember one time I did a stunt and I got pushed back, and they teach us to fall properly so we don't hurt ourselves, but I fell on my tailbone, and it was that kind of thing we go, oh my God, kind of thing. And then they were like, oh, Anna, you okay? And stuff. And I was like, I had 16 guys all around me that, you know, they're the daishi kind of dudes coming in, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine, because I was just like, you should have landed better. And then anyway, it happened again, and I fell right on the same spot, and I was like, is it numb yet? No, it's not numb, that's still very painful. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, kind of thing. And I was banking a crier, because all I wanted to do was be a girl and cry about it. And then anyway, we did a third time, I landed fine, it was all good. But then the driver was driving me home that night, and she was putting on a song, it was really happy and stuff like this, and I just started crying because it was the cry that I'd banked from earlier. And she was like, dude, are you all right? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. It's the tears coming out. But anyway, they were really lovely, all the stunties. They were fantastic.
Jungle Beast! Spirit unleashed!
And the editors do such a good job of putting you in there, and even the stuff where I was still using Taka, my stunt guy, that makes it even more realistic because it is your face that they see from the front and then maybe somebody else that they see from behind, but they do it so seamlessly that you can't really tell. So it's pretty cool and pretty amazing how they do it.
The thing that really hit home for Power Rangers as well was when I heard the theme song. Bruce Kalish was like, dude, come in my office, come in. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, listen to this. We have a really cool theme song, very rocky. When I heard it, I was like, okay, this is awesome. So I loved hearing that. I loved seeing the titles. When I saw the titles, I was like, okay, here we go. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, that was the beginning of me going, okay, cool. This is going to be fun to watch. But it just looks really good as well. Like, the way it's shot, and, you know, we had some epic locations, so that excited me a lot as well.
You and your buddies are going down.
I remember one day the camera guy was right up at the top of a ladder, and then there was also the focus puller as well. And we had to eat this cheese, and the line was, oh, this is so whoa, cheesy kind of thing, which is just fun. Like, the dialogue in it is really cool. So I think we'd done about 15 takes and everyone had like so much cheese pizza, it was up to here kind of thing. And then suddenly someone got the giggles and it was really warm. And you know how sometimes if things are warm, you can just get a little bit funny. And so we were all laughing and laughing and all the crew was laughing and it was just like, oh, and then someone was like, okay, yeah, enough now. I have to pick up my kids from school. So we were kind of like, oh, okay. And then we started laughing even more because it was about 5:30 and school gets out at 3 in New Zealand. So I was like, your poor kids, mate. They're like, I don't know what's happened, but they'd be really hungry by now. So maybe take this cheese pizza, we'll wrap it up. And yeah, so there were lots and lots of laughs on set, which was great. Yeah, the whole time was really fantastic.
20 years is a long time for a season to be running, and I'm really proud of especially the work that I did on the show, and I'm proud of the season. I made a lot of really, really good friends out of the season, which is also a really cool thing.
Oh, it means a lot to me to be a part of the Power Ranger legacy. I was going to say, I feel like I'm a part of the legacy. It feels legendary.
I feel exceptionally lucky because of all the things that I've done. Being over in America, people go, oh, you're a Power Ranger? What colour were you? The pink one? Straight away, they'll always say the pink.
It always gets a reaction too, from anybody that you tell, from, you know, my nephew that can tell his friends at school that his uncle was a Power Ranger.
It's something that I will never forget being a part of. I feel very lucky to be a part of it. And they always say, like, once a Ranger, always a Ranger. You know, so I have the Ranger spirit within me, and I always will.
And I'm going to bank on it for the rest of my time. I'll just be telling my kids, like, if I have kids someday, I'll be like, Mummy was a Power Ranger. And they'll be like, cool, kind of thing. So, yeah, it's something that's just rad. And street cred, are you kidding? Like, if ever anything was to happen, I'd just say, whoa, hang on, I'm going to morph. And then, like, if some baddie was out to get me, they'd be like, wait, what the heck? What is a morph? And then, shivers, I don't know if I want to see that, so I'm just going to leave you be. You keep your $10 in your wallet. I never carry anything more than $10. I don't even carry $10, but, yeah, so... There you go.